just like we saw in 1 Corinthians, in order for us to approach the disputed passages, like 1 Corinthians 8:6 or 1 Corinthians 10:4, we have to look at the clear, plain, straightforward passages where Paul tells us that he is associating Jesus in terms of God's wisdom. We saw that in 1 Corinthians 1:24, 1 Corinthians 1:30, and we can go on and on and on. So in the letter to the Colossians, which is much smaller than 1 Corinthians, it's only 4 chapters long, the noun wisdom, which in Greek is Sophia, appears 6 times. In Colossians 1:9-10, Paul says, "For this reason also, since the day we heard of it, we have not ceased to pray for you and to ask that you be filled with the knowledge of his will in all spiritual wisdom and understanding." Why? So that you will walk in a manner worthy of the Lord. That's Colossians 1:9-10. So let's move to Colossians 1:28, where Paul says, "We proclaim him, admonishing every man and teaching every man with all wisdom." Why? Purpose statement. So that we may present every man complete in Christ. Colossians 1:28. The clearest passage in Colossians is Colossians 2, verse 3, where Paul says, "Christ, in whom are hidden all the treasures of wisdom." Colossians 2, verse 3. That's easy. So in Christ has been hidden all the treasures of wisdom. Clearly, Jesus is the embodiment of wisdom. Wisdom is now embodied in the person of Jesus. I think that's a clear expression of wisdom Christology. The wisdom has become flesh in the person of Jesus. Let's look at another one. Colossians 3:16. "Let the word of Christ richly dwell within you with all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another." Colossians 3:16. Let's look at another one here. This is in Colossians 4, verses 3-5, "Praying at the same time for us as well, that God will open up for us a door for the word." Why? "So that we may speak forth the mystery of Christ, for which I have also been imprisoned, that I may make it clear in the way I ought to speak. Conduct yourselves with wisdom towards outsiders, making the most of the opportunity." That's Colossians 4, verses 3-5. I'm going to put up a little display here, and this is all the chapters in Colossians, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, and you can see the little spikes, the little green spikes. Those are the places in the epistle where a reference to God's wisdom appears. The red part in chapter 1, of course, is the Colossian hymn in verses 15-20. I'm making the argument here that Paul is already leading his readers to believe that he's going to be expressing Jesus in terms of God's wisdom because he's already doing it in clear, plain, straightforward passages. If Paul is already leading us to believe this, then perhaps we should at least expect it in the Colossian hymn.